Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone. I'm Lady Long and today we are live with our weekly Tidbit talks. And today I am talking all about outdoor activities. Hello, hello. Hi Toys O'Clock. Thank you for joining us. We are live here on Instagram and Facebook. I'm giving you guys a second to come in. Hey, Melissa on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Please go ahead and like this. Give me some hearts. Give me some shout outs. Also tag your friends. Send this to your friends. Those of you who might find this helpful for someone who's looking for some outdoor activities. You guys know summer is upon us. It's coming up and many of us are still quarantined. There are some states that are opening up. I'm in New York State, and so there's a number of things, different phases we're still going through, and a lot of the states are still quarantined. So we are looking for ways to get our children out to be active in a safe and fun way because many of the playgrounds are still closed. But that's okay. We are creative enough to come together as a learning community here on Teacher Tidbits and come up with some great activities for your kiddos to do outside that'll keep them engaged and involved. So I want to hear from you guys tonight. If you have any of your go-to outdoor activities, something that you can do that's fun, please share. Go ahead and put it up on the screen so I can share it with all of our viewers tonight. And please keep those hearts coming. So we are talking about outdoor activities. Now, I want to make a disclaimer. A lot of these activities that I'm talking about can easily be done outdoor as well as indoor. Maybe I should have made it outdoor, indoor activities. But I wanted to kind of go into this because many people are getting a little anxious going into the summer months. The kids are still home. And many of the kiddos have already suffered from cabin fever, or they're just plain bored with all the stuff that they have at home. And so I wanted to kind of give you guys some joggers, some inspiration tonight. But this is a collective effort, so please, if you have anything that you like to do outdoors with your kids, share them. Now tonight I want to talk about some things that you can do in small spaces. So many of my viewers may not have homes, may not have access to their own backyards. They may have shared spaces. So I want to kind of talk to you guys and encourage you and say, even if you have small spaces, these things can still work. And don't forget to share and tag your friends. So let's get into it. First things first, you want to go back to the basics, okay? Many of our children are hooked on electronics. Let's just be honest. You know, back in the day, I'm an 80s baby, born in the 80s, grew up in the late 90s. So we was hooked on phonics. These kids are hooked on electronics. And, you know, I'm not a person, I'm not completely monetary. There's some of my viewers are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I do like to kind of engage and intertwine things with electronics. I'm all for it. I'm not, you know, completely against having a tablet or any type of screen time, but I try to limit it and kind of keep an eye on it so it's not just screen time all the time. I like to have a balance in any and all of the things that I do. And so don't be afraid to go back to the basics. I mean, literally, a ball. I'm shocked at how many children just don't know how to play catch. And hey, nothing wrong with playing a good old game of catch. It's great motor skills. Get you a ball. You can practice rolling it, tossing it. And I do want to encourage you. I have here this little basket. I actually keep this all year round. And I like to get a basket. I actually had this for like an Easter a couple years ago, and I just kept it and repurposed it. But this is my ball basket, okay? I have all different types of balls, different textures, different sounds, smooth, round, bumpy, a few that light up. This one, it used to light up. Yeah, you know, hey. Different sizes. And I have this set up all year round. So during free play inside, if it's a rainy day, the kids can grab a ball and literally play catch back and forth. I let them sit on the floor and they roll it. And then when we go outside, grab it to go. But this is obviously, you know, there's tons of things you can do with balls. But the basket also doubles a target practice, things like that. If you don't have a space to buy a full-on, oh my God, like toss games, you know, that they already sell, you can make your own. Just be creative. But I want to say go back to the basics. And so one of the things I try to do is I have the basic things and I try to repurpose them and get as many uses out of them as I can. So I have here basketballs, pun kind of intended. But I also have here jump ropes, okay? Now, my girls are still a little too young to know how to jump rope on their own, but we take it out. Some days we have it, and I have them just practice turning. I have them practice together to kind of get that rhythm, build up that gross motor skill of turning. And then there's some days I place this rope on the ground. You can place it, you can do this inside and outside, and you don't need a lot of space to do this. This is perfect for you guys who are living in apartment style. Even if you put this in your living room in your apartment, clear some space. Listen, I was in an apartment, me, my entire family, my 2 girls, and my husband, okay? We were in tight quarters, and we didn't have access to any outdoor space. There wasn't a lot of kids in our neighborhood. So a lot of times if you guys go to my YouTube and check out my old videos, I have a ton of videos of me and the girls playing in our hallway. They were nice enough to never complain about that. We were the only kids on the entire floor out of 10 apartments. And, you know, I'm like, hey, what do you guys, want me to do? So we would play in the hallway. Some of you have a long hallway space. It's during the day. Most kids are at home. I mean, this is a perfect time. What are people going to complain about? What are they going to do? So I try to go during the day if I'm going to play in the hallway. If I had a long hallway space, and I use that space, and I would lay the rope, lay it down on the ground, straight out, and I just had my kids practice. One day, it's a balance activity. How, stay on the rope. And then I would do straight, I would zigzag it, I would make a twirl around. That's one day of activity. The next day, have it on the ground and have them practice jumping over side to side, side to side, side to side. Have them do that. Then the next day, it was just another different activity. We bringing out the rope. What are we going to do today? Going to jump from one side to the other. So they would just practice jumping from one side to the other. Okay? It's different from the side-to-side pivot. They're going along. This activity, the next activity is just one side to the other. And they are having so much fun just doing that. Then, place the ball. You place the rope. You add the balls into it. Okay? Now, practice tossing the ball from one side to the other. Or see if they can roll the ball. And let's see if we can keep the ball balanced on the rope. Another activity, I just recently introduced my girls to limbo. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I was in the classroom, when I was teaching, I did limbo with my children every single year, like towards the end of the year. Kind of like a filler activity, just something fun to kind of break the monotony. But when I introduced limbo to my girls, I'm not going to lie to you, okay? We are all parents here. I was just kind of doing it to kind of just fill in some time. It wasn't thought out. It was completely spontaneous. I wasn't planning on doing limbo that day. But I was running out of ideas that day. And I said, limbo, let's do a go-to. And they loved it. I mean, it kept them busy for like 30 minutes. Maybe even longer. I'm not joking. I had no intentions on it, but again, it just worked out. So go back to the basics. Had the rope, and what I did is I just tie it to something like a chair, and have it, stretched out across the other end of the chair. If you don't have a jump rope limbo, you can do it with a broomstick. And I had them go under, and I found the actual limbo song on YouTube, and it was continuous loop, so it was going for an hour, and they just had fun doing that. I played with them for like the first 10 minutes, let them show them the rules. When they got it, and they were able to play independently, free of mommy, and I had time to finish and do whatever it is I had to do, and they were completely safe in my living room. But this can be done outside. Again, if you have like a small space, a balcony space, or if you have a hallway space, if you're comfortable with bringing those chairs out. If that's a little bit too much, then you can just have, if you have multiple children, hold the rope. If not, you can just practice. I would suggest, I've also used a broomstick with limbo. But again, this is all about taking your basics, minimal effort, minimal work, but very impactful, fun, easy, and stuff that you can trust that the kids can do on their own if they're old enough. Denise Henry, thank you. You said I used to exercise for that gross motor with my skills. Yes, the limbo. She's talking about the limbo on Facebook. And it's so fun. Oh my gosh. Speaking about gross motor, since we're on the topic of music, this is spontaneous. But one of the things that I like to do, and I do this outside with my girls, I bring my phone. We all have our phones and like a Bluetooth speaker. Sometimes I don't need the speaker. But you can play music with commands in it. So those are going to be your songs that are usually like, what do I want to say? Like a group effort. What are those songs called? Oh my gosh. Y'all help me out. What are those songs called? What are they called? Like the cha-cha slide? What kind of... I'm like at a loss right now. But the songs that have the commands in it that kind of tell you what to do. Slide to the left, slide to the right. And they're great. They keep the kids engaged. They're listening, but they're moving around. And to them, they're just dancing. But they're practicing those skills of following directions. Same thing with the limbo song. It's an activity that goes with it. Another song that I greatly suggest is the cha-cha slide. Like I just mentioned. Like the Macarena, if your kids are older, the Macarena, oh my God, that is so, I am like really getting old because I don't even know if people even know what the Macarena is anymore. But it's a great repetition and they follow it. What's another great song that I love? It's called Follow the Leader by Soca Boys. And it is literally just a song, and they give a bunch of different commands. Hands up, hands down, go forward, go back. And it's very fast paced. It's kind of like a soca, reggae, calypso feel, and it's so much fun. My girls ask for it by name, Follow the Leader. And sometimes if I don't have my phone on hand, I've even sung a different variation on it when we were in the airport waiting on our plane or on the actual plane. Follow the leader, put your hands up, wave your hands, You guys listen to the song. Maybe another time I can go ahead and let you guys hear it or show you guys. Maybe I can make a video about that. But it is called Follow the Leader by Soca Boys. That's a great way to get your kids moving to music and have them have a bunch of fun, okay? So it's called Follow the Leader by Soca Boys. So there you go. I've showed you guys a bunch of activities with just one rope, okay? Oh, and since we're on this, you can hold it like this, have it two ways, and then your little one can practice, going up and down with their arms, get some good little gross motor in, rope right here, or you can put it around a tree and have them go as fast as they can. They can count while they do it. They can say their alphabet while they do it. Maybe they can spell their names or practice their sight words while they do it. Great way to use the rope. Another great idea, back to the basics. We are talking about running, hopping, skipping. Practice commands, you guys. You want to be able to call out different movements. So this is a great thing that I do. Again, I do it in my backyard, but I at one point was doing it in the hallway of my apartment building, and I can do it inside if I have enough space here. where we have our homeschool set up. So what I do is I call out commands, okay? And I usually give about 10 seconds for each one. So my kids, the first thing we'll start off is walk. I'll say walk, and they'll just practice walking. Just keep going. They keep walking, and they do not stop until I call out another command. And the next command could be jump, hop, skip, gallop, run, freeze, slow motion. Different things like that. And guess what? While they're doing that, I'm sitting down. A lot of times I'll participate with them because I'm just a big kid. But if you have work that you need to do, or maybe during the summer you're still working but you want to get outside, you can take your laptop outside. You can start off your kids by just calling out commands. When I was teaching, we would let them play. They would have, go into the recess room, go into the gym. And at the end of the session, towards the end, I would line them up against the wall and call out commands. So they would run. I call out run. They have to run to the next and then stop. Then I call out the next movement. Gallop. Then you have to go gallop to the next to the wall and stop. Then I would say hop or roll or jump or skip or roar like a lion. Different things like that. You can be creative. And this is things that you can do with them every day. You can change up their commands. And the kids really love it and they look forward to it. I want to show you guys this. Maybe you don't have ropes. Maybe you don't have, a ball or anything like that. This is a resistance band. Maybe you guys have some exercise equipment lying around that's not in use at the moment. Or, Hi, Casey. Thank you so much for joining. We are talking about some outdoor activities, and this is a resistance band. I actually got this from Dollar General, but I have it. Shamefully, I don't use it that much, but my kids bring this outside. They treat it like a giant rubber band. Now, again, my kids are 2 and 3, but they've been using this for a while. When you first introduce this, it can snap back, and I don't want any of the kids to get hurt, okay? But what we do in the beginning, I use this as a measure. I would have my kids, when we would go down to check the mail, whatever, we're walking, have them hold on to it, and I hold on to the other end, so that way I'm not losing a kid. I'm not losing a kid. That doubles as that. But I use this to have the kids stretch and pull, and they love playing with it, get them moving. You can have them place it on their feet and try to pull it up, work them out, work out those little arms, and all different types of little activities that you can do. A lot of times I hold on to one end and they try to pull as hard as they can. We do a little quick, the two girls do a tug of war with the resistance bands. Of course, you can do that with the jump rope. But this is great for all different types of just movement and large motor activities. This is a resistance band, and I think it costs less than $5, okay? Hopscotch. All you need is a piece of chalk, and you can write it. If you don't have a yard, I know we also have some balcony space. It's a rather large balcony. We put our chalk on there, and, when it rains, it clears out. If you don't have a space where you can use chalk, look into getting these. These are literally letter squares. They also have them for numbers, and I think I bought these from Walmart. You can purchase them from Walmart online, Amazon, whatever, and connect these. Make these into your hopscotch. You can even customize it, so that way you can have maybe just the letters in your child's name. If your child has a short name, maybe you can do first and last name. You can make their sight words. You can make anything. A lot of them also come with the numbers. I don't have numbers, but you can have your classic hopscotch and set this up outside in your little space or in the hallway of your building if you're comfortable, and then you can take it up and take it back inside. No one will ever know you were there. But this is just great for doing some outdoor activities. And I'm not going to keep you guys long. If you have anything that's unique and interesting, take it outside with you. Here, I have an extender ball. And so I like this. I like playing ball with this. So when you throw it, it shrinks back. And then some, like right now it's locking. But if I was to toss it, it would shrink back. And then, you know, same thing. If you throw it big, it'll shrink back and vice versa. So anything that's interesting, take it outside. You also want to include having sensory time outside. Okay, I know last week we talked about sensory, and so that's where you're talking about your water table, you're talking about slime, you're talking about all different types of things. Bring those activities outside. This summer I plan on being in the yard as much as I possibly can. And we don't have a swing set or anything like that, and we still don't have access to the playgrounds out here. And so I'm looking to do different things. So I'm going to be bringing water outside, as much things from inside that I can, but I'm also going to have elements from outside. And I wanted to show you guys this. If we're talking about having some sensory, it doesn't have to be extremely costly. It doesn't have to be extravagant. This is actually a dip dish that I have purchased from Family Dollar many moons ago, okay? And I use this for all different types of things. But you can use this for your sensory table. You can bring this outside if you're comfortable, and the kids can make mud pies. Put some water here in the middle, have them collect the dirt, the rocks, mix it together, classic mud pies. Or you can put your water table can be this type of dish. They sell them at Dollar Tree as well, okay? But this is what I'm talking about. You can have a setup just like this. It doesn't have to be extravagant or break the bank. I see a number of you guys on here. Please, if you have any other ideas, go ahead and share. What are some activities you like to do outdoors? What are your go-to activities for outdoors? But I wanted to show you guys some things because many of my viewers don't have their own yards, or they don't have access to playgrounds and things like that. I am a girl from New York City, born and raised in Manhattan. So growing up, we didn't have yards and things like that, but we did have access to the playgrounds. And right now, we're just at a weird time. And so I just had to come up with things that are really inclusive, but also creative enough that I kind of get the kids in motion. Again, if you have a balcony space, maybe, and you don't have access, or you're not doing mud pies or anything like that, you could just have a big trash bag, set it out on the ground, if you're in a balcony space or a hallway space, and then put the dish here. You can just have waters, put water here, fill it with different suds, or put all different types of stuff. You can put your slime in here, you put your Play-Doh in here, you can put your rice in here, you can put your colored pasta in here, all the different things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please check out the live from last week where we talked about sensory ideas. Oh, thank you, Casey. Casey says, we like to play I Spy outside. Thank you. I Spy is a great activity for outside, and I actually do that with my 2 and 3-year-old. They love it. We do it all the time. I play it in the car, especially if we're in a drive-thru and we're having to have a long wait. But that's a great thing. I seen someone, oh my God, Casey, was this you? Where they had an I Spy, like, little thing. They used a piece of cardboard and they literally cut out a circle and they wrote I Spy. And so they held it. It was pretty cool. I thought that was a cool idea. And so whenever the kids stopped on it, it was easy for them to recognize it, kind of focus on what it is they're talking about. I love that. Another great thing is a simple nature walk. Okay? I literally take this basket and we walk, in the neighborhood. And, of course, with COVID and everything, please be mindful to wear your mask. But we walk in the neighborhood, and anything interesting that is safe, I allow the kids to collect, and we bring them back, and we kind of maybe try to do an art project with it, or we kind of focus in and go into science with it, learn more about it. So I'm talking about things like flowers or weeds, I'm talking about interesting looking rocks. I'm talking about pine cones, acorns, different things like that. Put it in the basket, we go on our nature walk, we come home, and we really look further into the items that they found, or try to create things that they found outside in nature. So those are things that'll keep them busy outside. I am super excited. I have planned over this summer. I'm going to show you guys my water table that I'm going to be bringing outside. I bought a large bin. It's actually an under bed storage. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. It is an under bed storage. I got it from the container store. It is rather long. Like if I lay down, it's on the ground. It's probably as long as me. And I plan on filling that thing with so many different things this summer, so many different items, so many different ideas, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys. And so that's the key thing of keeping things interesting, okay? So you might have the same bin, but if you put different items in it every week, switch things up, it will remain interesting and exciting for your little ones. So go back to the basic. You know, with COVID-19 and everything that's going on, don't be afraid to introduce your little ones to your games that you did as a child. I'm going to be showing them all the little hand games that we would play as a little girl. And just going back to the basics, I'm going to be, hopefully teaching them how to play tag this year. I think they might be old enough. Well, my 3-year-old might be old enough to get it. Just doing different things that we all, may have forgotten. But let's get back to the basics and bringing them outside, and it can be fun and enjoyable. Please don't let this be something that stresses you out. It should be just going with the flow. It should be easy, not stressful for them or for yourself. I don't want anyone to go out of their way to break the bank, but just don't be afraid to go outdoors and enjoy the space that you have. Make the most of your space. Be creative. Think outside the box. And don't forget to follow Teacher Tidbits here on Facebook or Instagram. You can also follow me on Pinterest and subscribe to my YouTube, as I will be sharing with you guys my journey of how I am learning through play with my homeschoolers that are 2 and 3 years old. So this is it, you guys. I just wanted to share this quick little tidbit with you all. I'm going to be signing off. If you haven't had a chance to watch this entire video, please catch the replay, and it would be greatly appreciated if you share this video with your family and friends. This is Lady Long. Happy learning.